Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. In my lessons on Patron, I now turn my attention to the ABRSM Grade 5 2022 Practice Exam Papers. Practice exam papers are an excellent revision tool, and once you have completed the Discovering Music Theory workbooks for grades 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, it's a good idea to then work through some practice exam papers as a revision aid. In this particular Patreon lesson, I work through ABRSM Grade 5 2022 Practice Paper A. And I work through every single section looking at topics including rhythm, pitch, keys and scales, intervals, tonic triads, musical terms and signs, and music in context. I work through the entire exam paper step by step, bar by bar, explaining everything you need to fully understand to quickly and easily answer every single question, just as if I was sitting right next to you. The full lesson can be found on my Patreon channel. If you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill, you can find the full lesson there. And you can find links to this lesson in the cards and in the description box. After this short little video, you can see sample examples taken from the full Patreon lesson, showing you how I work with you every single question, step by step, just as if I was sitting right next to you. Once you are ready to take the ABRSM Grade 5 Music Theory exam, I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to be best prepared for your exam and also how to make the very best use of your time when you are actually taking the exam. This book is available from Amazon, and you can find links to this in the cards and in the description box below. Enjoy your studies! So answering these questions, in 9/16, how many dotted quaver beats are there in a bar? Well, let's just see, if you just visualise that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 over 16 means they are semiquavers, semiquaver beats, which means that's the dotted quaver, dotted quaver, dotted quaver. So we can see we're in triplet time, and we know, just as we've just seen here, 9/8 is 3 dotted crotchets. 9/16, it's triplet time. There are 3 dotted quaver beats per bar. So here we have a bar that's been transposed down from the original, a major second. So this is the original and this is the way it sounds, and we need to see if this is correctly transposed. So here we have our original in B flat major. So if B flat is our original key, so down a major second takes us to A flat. So we need a key signature of A flat major, which is B flats, E flats, A flats, D flats, which we don't get here, so that's wrong straight away. And then everything goes down a major second, so basically everything slips down a line or a space. And then, of course, here, this note has been raised. It's been raised from an F natural to a sharp, so we're going to have to bear that in mind. So we should have here an E that is E flat that is raised to an E natural, shouldn't we? So this note should be a C. It's not. That's incorrect. This note should be an E natural, and what's happened is they've just transplanted the sharp sign. So in actual fact, because it's a flat, it's been raised twice. So that's not correct. It should be a natural sign, because a flat which is raised becomes a natural. This is note F. That's correct. And this is now note A flat. The key signature is doing our job there. Nothing else has been altered. So that indeed is also correct. So only those final 2 are a correct transposition. So we have a scale here. And of course, we've got to make this into the scale of C sharp harmonic minor. So before we get looking at options, we know scale means steps. So we're literally looking at next door notes, line, space, line, space. So here, line, space, line, space. So C sharp minor is related to E major, which must have a key signature of F, C, G, D sharps. And then, of course, the 7th degree of the scale, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 must be raised. So that is our raised 7th. The B is sharpened as an accidental. So what notes do we have here? We have a G, so we know that should be a G sharp. And then we have an A, which isn't affected by the key signature, that stays as it is. So we now know that note X should be G sharp and note Y should be A. Now here then we exceed an octave, so let's just jump the octave first. So if we go into this G here, so that's G, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now G to C, natural, if we look at this, would be perfect. However, we're going to C sharp, so we've made that interval bigger. And so we've gone from perfect, we've made it bigger, we've augmented it. It's an augmented interval because we've gone from perfect and then raised it by a semitone. Now we've got some ornaments. So rather than writing it out sort of in minute mathematical detail, there's an easy way to do this, using an ornament sign. And we see here the note quickly dips down and goes back again. Da-da-lam. The famous Bach organ toccata. Da-da-lam, da-da-lam, bum. Excuse my singing voice. So that is a lower mordant, which is kind of this kind of extended W with a line through it. If the line isn't through it, then it's the upper mordant, isn't it? Now then, what do we have here? We have a question about the vocal range. Is the alto higher than the soprano? Well, no, it's not, because we have soprano at the top, alto, tenor, bass in the main groups.